If you've ever looked at a teenager glued to their phone and wondered, what is this doing to their brain? Or maybe you're a parent who feels like childhood changed overnight and not for the better, then The Anxious Generation might be one of the most important books you'll hear about this year. In The Anxious Generation, Jonathan Haidt, a social psychologist known for his research on morality and culture, dives into the dramatic rise of anxiety, depression, and mental health struggles among Gen Z. And he doesn't just raise concerns. He connects the dots between smartphones, social media, overprotection, and the rewiring of childhood itself. This isn't a fear-based rant. It's research-backed investigation into what changed around 2010 and why so many young people are suffering today. So what's the big idea? Haidt argues that we replaced a play-based childhood with a phone-based childhood. Instead of roaming outside, learning resilience through real-world risk and social interaction, kids increasingly grew up in digital environments shaped by algorithms, comparison, and constant social evaluation. And the consequences, he says, are measurable. Rising anxiety, rising loneliness, rising self-harm rates, especially among teen girls. But this book isn't just about statistics. It's about understanding the cultural shift that happened quietly while most of us were busy adapting to new technology without questioning its psychological cost. Here's what you'll learn from this book. You'll understand why the mental health crisis hit girls harder than boys. You'll see how social media platforms exploit basic human psychology, validation, comparison, belonging. You'll discover why overprotecting kids in the real world, but underprotecting them online, may be a dangerous trade-off. And most importantly, you'll hear practical, collective solutions, not just individual advice. This isn't a throw your phone away and move to the woods kind of book. It's thoughtful, it's structured, and it's grounded in data. Now, let's talk strengths. The biggest strength of The Anxious Generation is clarity. Haidt takes complex psychological research and makes it accessible for everyday parents, educators, and policymakers. The writing is calm, persuasive, and backed by real studies, not just opinions. Another major strength? Courage. He challenges tech culture in a way few mainstream academics are willing to do. He names the problem directly, without sugarcoating it. And finally, the solutions feel collective. He doesn't say, it's your fault as a parent. Instead, he argues that we need social norms to shift together. Schools, communities, families. That makes the message empowering rather than shaming. But no book is perfect. Some critics argue that Haidt may simplify certain causes of anxiety or place too much weight on smartphones alone. Mental health is complex. There are economic, academic, and cultural pressures too. And if you're deeply embedded in tech culture or strongly skeptical of research linking social media to harm, you may find parts of his argument a bit one-sided. Still, even if you disagree with some conclusions, the conversation this book sparks is incredibly valuable. So who is this book perfect for? Parents of teenagers, teachers and school leaders, mental health professionals, and honestly, anyone who cares about the future of childhood in America. If you're raising kids or planning to, you need to understand the environment they're growing up in. It's also powerful for young adults who want language to explain what they felt but couldn't quite articulate. Who might skip it? If you're looking for a personal memoir about anxiety, this isn't that. It's research-driven and culturally focused. And if you want quick-fix self-help hacks, you won't find them here. This book is about systems, culture, structure, long-term change. In a world where we scroll without thinking, where kids are handed smartphones before they're handed independence, The Anxious Generation asks a simple but urgent question. What kind of childhood are we creating? And that question alone makes this audiobook worth your time. If this topic resonates with you, I highly recommend listening to the full audiobook of The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. Hearing the arguments unfold in detail adds nuance you simply can't get from a short summary. I've placed a link in the description if you'd like to explore it further. If you found this review helpful, consider subscribing for more clear, honest, research-based audiobook breakdowns, because understanding the world is the first step to improving it. And this book might just change how you see the next generation forever.